This is Heat, and the conversation is just beginning. I'm your host for Frontline USA. Breaking news from Tehran: Israel's military confirms it has assassinated Iran's security chief, Ali Larijani, a pivotal figure in the Islamic Republic's survival. The targeted strike occurred in the Pardes district. Alongside Larijani, his son Morteza, and several high-ranking advisors were reportedly killed. Larijani was the secretary of the Supreme National Security Council and the de facto leader since the death of Ayatollah Khamenei on February 28th. Simultaneously, Israel targeted a besieged command camp, killing Brigadier General Gholam-Reza Soleimani and scores of paramilitary commanders. This dual decapitation of Iran's security and paramilitary leadership creates a profound power vacuum. But what was the true strategic objective? Trita Parsi of the Quincy Institute suggests that Larijani's removal isn't just about military degradation, it's about closing the door on diplomacy. Larijani was a pragmatist, a bridge between the clerical establishment and the military, and a key player in past nuclear negotiations. Reports indicate he had been engaging in back-channel outreach with the White House as recently as December, seeking a potential off-ramp. By eliminating Larijani, did Israel effectively kill any chance of a negotiated peace, forcing the Trump administration into a full-scale confrontation? The strategy appears to have shifted back to regime decapitation, an attempt to trigger a total system implosion from within. Yet, the Iranian theocracy has historically shown a unique resilience to such blows, having already weathered the loss of their supreme leader. This brings us to a critical misread by U.S. analysts. They believe the regime feared war more than surrender, but the reality is far more complex. The theocracy can survive a war, even a loss, but a surrender would alienate its core base, the 20% of the population that ensures its survival. For the Iranian leadership, surrender isn't a strategic choice. It's an ideological death knell that would lead to immediate domestic collapse. This misperception fueled the belief that Iran was at its weakest point since 1979, creating a false window of opportunity for escalation. Far from being weak, Iran has maintained significant leverage through its control over the Strait of Hormuz, a choke point for global energy. Prime Minister Netanyahu has framed these strikes as an opportunity for the Iranian people to rise up, specifically calling on ethnic minorities to act. With pragmatists like Larijani gone, the remaining power structure is increasingly dominated by IRGC hardliners who see no benefit in peace. Mojtaba Khamenei remains out of the public eye, leaving the state's continuity dependent on a military that is now under direct heavy fire. As U.S. and Israeli strikes target Iran's oil infrastructure, officials have begun labeling the destruction as ecocide, highlighting the long-term cost of this war. Internal dissent is also surfacing within the U.S., with intelligence analysts resigning over what they call a suicide mission into Iran. Analysts like Harrison Mann warn that a ground invasion of Iran would be fundamentally different from past conflicts, potentially leading to catastrophic losses. The regional fallout is already massive, with casualties mounting in Lebanon and Israel, and millions displaced by the escalating violence. For 2 decades, certain factions have pushed for this full-scale war. Now that it is here, the goal is to prolong it until the regime is totally dismantled. Iran has responded with heavy missile barrages toward Tel Aviv, signaling that even a degraded military retains a potent and dangerous reach. The path forward is clouded. With every diplomat killed, the chance for a non-military resolution vanishes, replaced by the grim logic of total war. Ordinary Iranians now face a prolonged conflict and an uncertain future. What comes after the bombs stop falling remains a terrifying question. In summary, leadership is gone, diplomacy is blocked, and the hardliners are in control. The regional map is being redrawn in real time. The conversation is just beginning. We will continue to track this evolving crisis and its impact on the global stage. Stay with Frontline USA. I'm your host for Frontline USA. Support independent media by subscribing to our newsletter. Good night.